What kind of sigh was that?
That was a sow. The sigh and the growl mixed together.
Yeah, we need a legend so we know what sigh and sow psych means what. Welcome to Joyfully Married After Season 3. Season 3. Okay, here we go. What are we talking about today, baby? Oh.
We got to do our recording stuff, baby.
I know. We got to record.
This is outtake stuff right here.
Outtake stuff right here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, go ahead, baby.
You ready for me to do the thing?
Do your thing. You ready? Just the intro. You ready?
Do you have the mindset for marriage? This is the Joyfully Married After Podcast, episode 49.
Very good, baby. Oh, no. Is that hero barking right on cue?
We might not hear him. Let's hear it.
All right. Let's do this.
Do we need to put the music on here so we can make sure it's not too long or too short or whatever? Okay.
That's just your intro.
Okay.
I got it. Get your eyes on. Where are my eyes? I got my eyes right here. Okay. Ready? Can you take the gum out? Because you will be hearing that. Where you gonna stick it? You gonna stick it under the desk like you used to do in high school?
Hey, baby, how's my love?
What's up, my love? What are we discussing today?
We're talking about marriage mindsets, specifically 4 marriage mindsets that you need when you go into a marriage.
So we know there's probably more than 4, but we're going to talk about 4 today.
Yep. So agenda for the day, marriage mindsets, and then we're going to get into the question of the week.
Yeah, question of the week. He's still on a dating website, but asked me to get off. What about that one, y'all? What should I do? Really? What should I do?
There's some oxymorons going on there, but we're going to get into it.
And last but not least,
doing it well.
Hey.
Doing it well.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is always something that's top of mind for marriage and married couples, right? So we always have to talk about
sex, baby.
Doing
it.
So let's get into the first topic of the day is marriage mindsets. The mindset of our relationships. Every person brings a mindset to marriage. What they say, what they think, what they believe when it comes to tying the knot. Basically, it's your attitude toward marriage.
Attitude, y'all.
You already have beliefs, you have thoughts, you have feelings and attitudes about the concept of marriage itself. If you know your marriage mindset, it can reveal a wealth of information about you and the future of your relationship.
So we've associated ourselves with a group of people that have done a lot of research around marriage.
Tons.
And these are 4 concepts that they've come up with. And the first one is what, baby? Well, let's go ahead and name all of them, and then we'll get into them briefly.
It's 5, actually, isn't it?
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
So let's talk about them. So you got a resolute mindset. You've got a rational mindset. You've got a romantic mindset. You've got a restless, believe it or not, mindset. And last but not least, y'all, reluctant.
A reluctant mindset.
Reluctant mindset around marriage?
So you married?
No, they don't exist, do they?
You married, but you're reluctant.
Oh, boy. So why should you try to figure out what your marriage mindset is?
Well, when you identify what kind of marriage mindset you have, you can then compare your mindset to your partner's mindset, which can reveal so much more about the probable course of the marriage.
Yeah, it's good to know what yours is and what theirs is.
Absolutely.
You know, there's tons of information out there, and it's segmented on 5 distinct attitudinal things, and we just mentioned them, right? We mentioned what? Resolute, rational, romantic, restless, and reluctant. All the R's, right? So let's just talk about resolute. So resolute, their marriage motivation is the highest.
Okay.
Their marriage theme is divorce is not an option.
Because they're resolute.
They expect personal fulfillment from marriage. What do you think about that, Heath?
Hey, that's what they want. They're all about marriage, and they want to get out of it what they're looking for.
But I will say this again: do they accept divorce? Absolutely not. It's not even close. Not even close. It's both mixed with males and females, right? They're usually older, right? And they usually have a very, very high education. So I'd like you to think about that and think about what your ideas around marriage and what your expectation from marriage is. What's the next one, babe?
Rational.
Okay, so let's talk about it.
Yeah, so the motivation, if you're rational, then the motivation is moderate, right? So that sounds commensurate to being a rational type person. You understand that marriage is hard work, so their mindset is, marriage is work. You have to put a lot into it. You're going to have bumps in the road along the way, so that's kind of in line with their expectations.
So they believe that. They believe hardcore that marriage is hard work.
Their thought process is, marriage is hard work. You're going to have some bumps in the road, and they're like middle of the road in terms of being moderate around their motivation.
So they expect bumps in the road, is what you're saying.
That's what they're looking for.
Okay.
They're expecting that.
Okay. What about divorce?
Divorce is an option for someone who is rational.
Hey, if you're rational...
Hey, you acting crazy, you cutting the monkey, you abusing me, you not treating me the right way, you doing stuff to me, you threatening me, then divorce might be an option for me.
Okay.
If I'm rational.
If I'm rational.
So I get that, right? And that's also a mix in terms of gender. So both males and females can be rational.
Right.
So we see that. And typically there also are going to be people that are older.
Rational older people.
Who are going to be more rational. Which makes sense, right? When you're younger, you're still learning and you're still growing, you're still maturing, your brain connectivity is still happening, all kinds of things. So I can see how being rational is commensurate with being older.
Right, right.
And also very high education level typically in this category.
Yeah, I think they like the idea of cohabitation too, and their personal destiny is not tied to their marriage.
Right. Because if you're a rational thinking person and you approach, that's a characteristic of how you approach marriage and your motivation to a marriage, then you can see how you could be in the middle of the road there.
And they also don't think their personal destiny is tied to being married.
Right.
They don't have to be married.
Right.
They can still be a successful whatever person. They don't have to be married.
I'll be good.
Right.
I'm Gucci.
Right.
So just because I'm not married doesn't mean that I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z, right? So
they
have confidence in themselves, in their path, and that also makes sense being commensurate to their education level, right? Because you're going to have a lot of self-awareness and self-confidence.
Correct.
Because you feel like, hey, I'm educated, I'm an okay person, I'm a rational thinker, so I'm still going to be good. So that's how they think. I got it. Makes sense.
Okay.
Makes sense to y'all?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. What's the next one? The next one's romantic.
Yes, the romantic. That's about 19% of people out there that are categorized as romantic, right? So it's a very high motivation as it relates to being married.
They want to get married. They want to get married. I want to be married.
Because I'm the romantic. You're supposed to get married, right?
You're supposed to get married, right?
Romantic,
and live what? And then their marriage theme,
we're gonna live happily ever after.
Oh Lord.
The birds will sing, the bells will play.
I love it. It's just such a nice thought, isn't it? You can tell I'm not romantic.
Oh. Am I romantic? No, I'm not romantic.
Absolutely not.
Yep. So.
Oh, are you?
I don't know. I need to go back and look at my assessment. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think I'm a romantic. I mean, we all can have romantic traits, right? We can
well,
all
of course.
rational traits and resolute traits and romantic traits. But yeah, so 19% of people out there in the world are romantic. They believe in happily ever after. Their expectation of marriage is
lifelong.
It's gonna be forever. It's lifelong love. We're joined at the hip and we're so in love.
They believe in Prince Charming.
But check this out. Divorce is an option for them. Because that makes sense, right? If you're not feeding my romanticism, if you're not giving me love in the way that I envision,
you're not my soulmate. I made a mistake.
Oh my gosh.
You're not my soulmate.
Say it as a soul. Oh, is it possible that we could be divorced?
They believe there's only one person out there for me, and you must be the wrong person.
So we need to split up. Because I have to go and find the right person again.
Yeah.
Because I'm a romantic.
Y'all ready for this? 67% of romantics are women.
You know, I can see that too, right? Because of the fairy tale and the princess themes and those kinds of things. So that makes a lot of sense to me that more romantics would be female than male. But by the same token, of course, you can also read into this math that there are some men that can be romantics.
Ready for this characteristic, y'all? They don't have much of a plan. It just happens for them.
Well, that also makes sense because the typical romantic is someone who's younger.
Yeah.
Right.
They see love as standing strong, overcoming all, and being a source of unending bliss. This just sounds so nice.
How about the Restless? How about the Restless category, baby?
Ooh, I think, is that me? No, I'm rational. That's what I am. I remember now.
Okay.
I think you are romantic, baby.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Restless.
I'm
Okay.
romantic at heart.
Believe it or not, y'all, there are people out here married that are restless. And what is restless? Let's see. Restless is their marriage motivation is not really that high.
Right.
They're like, marriage, you know. They feel like I need more time. That's what you're gonna hear from them a lot. I need some more time.
And that's very characteristic of today's environment, right? And especially with young men, that they can feel like I don't want to be pressured to be married, or my career is not quite where I wanted to be, or I haven't done enough traveling.
I need more time.
Or whatever the excuse is, or whatever their rationale is around needing more time. So I can certainly see that.
They aren't ready to settle down. They're too busy exploring their options.
They feel like they may lose some independence and that kind of thing.
And they're not looking for more responsibility.
Right.
But
when they do get married, their thought process is that divorce will be a last resort. So I think that's very interesting around their divorce acceptance.
Yeah. Now, do they ever want to be married? Yes. 72% of them would like to get married. Yeah. Just not right now. So it's not the end.
And 70% of the restless category are typically male.
Yeah, 70%, babe.
70%. If you see, if there's a restless couple or someone who is categorized as restless, they're typically going to be male. So it's very interesting. Connected to sort of what I was saying a minute ago.
Yeah, so think of it like this. Think of it, they're free spirits. They don't want to be too connected to somebody right now, but they don't want to end up alone. So they'll be most likely the type of person that puts you in a pocket. They're going to put you in a pocket.
Well, they're also younger as well.
Yeah.
Typically.
And they're risk takers, and they're focused on having fun right now. So I think that's how it aligns with males mostly, you think?
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense too. So that one is restless. Last but not least.
The reluctant.
Ooh. For y'all reluctants out there.
It's the lowest.
If there any reluctance listening to this podcast, it's because somebody else made you. Right. Not told you, made you. So welcome. Welcome to Joyfully Married After.
You get married to me.
Listen to this podcast. So their marriage motivation is where, Heath?
They're like
they're down here.
The lowest
they down.
on the five of the spectrum of the five. They're the reluctance are the lowest. So 14% of people are in the reluctant category.
They're not the marrying kind, y'all.
Their thought process is, why take the risk?
What for?
And why?
Why I need to do that?
They feel like they may lose some identity, right? They lose themselves. They have a fierce want to be independent, right? And so, hey, why am I going to get married? Why am I going to become something else other than what I am? I'm good.
And yes, they will get divorced. They are anti-marriage.
Yep. Let's get it. Divorce quick, fast, in a hurry if you would not meet my expectations.
They believe people are better off staying single.
Yep. And it's mixed, both men and women in this category.
Yep. And most of them are proponents of cohabitation.
Average age. And cohabitation is that's something that makes sense to them.
And children have nothing to do with it.
Nope.
They don't care. You can be a baby mama. You can be a baby daddy. I don't care.
Because I'm reluctant.
And I'm not marrying you. You know?
That is awesome.
They yeah. So we need to pray for the reluctance, y'all.
Yeah.
But they gonna be all right.
That's the marriage mindsets.
That's the marriage mindset. So try to figure out which one you fall into.
Yeah.
Hit us up at Heath Tracy on Twitter and let us know which one you fall into. I'd be interested to know from our group of people that listen to us who is what. And you can also check out more information at heathandtracy.com.
Boom, there it is.
What else you got for us, Heath?
What about the question of the week?
Woo, child.
So this one came to us from one of our followers on YouTube, I think.
Okay.
So
yes.
So, dear Heath and Tracy, thanks for the videos. Please, I need your advice.
They really do.
I met a gent on a Christian dating site. He has expressed his intention,
i.e. marriage.
So I came off the site and told him. He then promised to take his profile down, just like I did. But to my surprise, he's still on there. It's been 2 weeks since he
What?
told me. Yes. 2 weeks since he told me he would take his profile down. I have to admit, I have been checking to see if he has, but he hasn't. And he still goes on there because the site shows when the person has been online.
Oh, it does. Oh, I wouldn't know. So
Please, what do I do? If I call him out, he'll say, I've been snooping on
oh
him.
no, girl.
But I can't sit back and say nothing.
You sure can.
The sad thing is, I had other men interested in me at that time.
That's why he wanted you to take it down.
And I wrote them to say I was going exclusive with somebody and then took my profile down.
Oh.
I am deeply hurt that the man I did this for still has his profile up there. Even though he told me he would take it down. Please kindly advise.
Ooh, child. Okay. Don't laugh. Don't
I'm
laugh.
not laughing. I'm just, it's a very interesting.
Why is it interesting?
I think that sometimes we have these situations and we don't want to be realistic about them.
Okay.
That we're not paying attention to the signals and the evidence in front of us, and so we overlook it because we want it to be something else, but really we can tell what it is. What do you think about that?
No, I need you to dig deeper on that one. That was a Heath answer, y'all.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with you that he asked you to take your profile down because he wants you off the market,
Okay.
but selfishly he wants to remain on the market.
Right.
So he's got you pigeonholed over here
In a pocket.
and then he's doing his FOMO thing. He don't want to miss out on anything else that might pop up.
FOMO is fear of missing out, y'all, if you didn't know.
So he's got a little FOMO happening. So he's engaged in the Christian site where these beautiful young Christian
I missed
women
that part.
are.
Christian?
Yeah, that's the first part, baby.
Lord.
It says, I met a gent on a Christian dating site.
Has she met him in person? That's my question.
That's another question.
Okay.
That's another question.
That's the second question is, have you met him in person?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And why remove yourself from the quote unquote market and there's no commitment?
Right.
I'm not removing anything until it's a commitment. Not just because you tell me to.
Don't remove anything until something has been placed on your body, such as if you like it, put a ring on it.
If you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it.
But I understand, she's saying, hey, I want an exclusive relationship. I'm looking to date with purpose. I want to move toward marriage. So to your point, one, have you even met the guy in person yet? So certainly that's number one. Number two, you have to get to know people, right? You go through a courtship, you get to know them, you want to ask questions, ask more questions.
There has to be a better agreement than we just want the same thing.
Right.
I get that you both want a committed relationship and you're both seeking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, but you need to have, one, an agreement that I'm seeking you and you're seeking me exclusively.
Right.
If he still has his information up on the site, he's not seeking you exclusively anymore. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I would disappear from the site and from his life completely.
He gets blocked. Block him like they do in the NBA.
Or you could get back on the site. Can't you block people from you on the site?
Yeah, I think by the same token, if she's still interested in the guy, but she wants to explore other options, she can be on other sites.
I wouldn't be. Well, no. If you were my girlfriend, I would say don't be interested in him anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you have a certain level of commitment. You want to be exclusive with
and
this
he
person.
Doesn't. He's not showing that. First of all, he lied.
Yep. So
I don't even know you, and you lying to me.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
That's a big giant red flag.
So I feel for her. I understand.
There's lying. There's manipulation. There's selfishness. So these are all the signs of a relationship that you do not want to pursue.
Right. I wouldn't pursue him. I would get back on the site if that's what I wanted to do. And if someone else asked me to do that, I would be like, no, not until we establish some type of commitment. Just because you like me and I like you, that's not a commitment.
There you go.
All right.
I agree, baby.
All right. So what's next, baby?
Case closed for that one.
If you want more information around what to do next, send us a question at heathandtracy.com.
Let's talk about the last category. Doing it well.
So,
is there a surefire path to her orgasm?
Oh, Lord. Is there?
I
I don't know if there's a surefire path.
Well, I think that one thing I can say about this before we dive into it.
Wait.
You don't want me to say anything yet? Make that go. One thing is for sure.
Wait, I stopped this too.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You ready? So, is there a surefire path to her orgasm? How come people think that if you do certain things to every woman, that she's going to climax? We are not machines. I don't know how to express this. Every woman is different.
That's very true.
You cannot read a list on a blog and say, I'm going to do that. Now, granted, you got to know where the stuff is.
Yep.
You got to know how it works.
Sure.
I was watching T.I.
and T.I. and Tiny
on his podcast.
Yep. Shout out to T.I.
But T.I., can I say something?
I like T.I. now. Be careful.
I love T.I.
That's my homie.
It's pronounced clitoris.
What did T.I. say? He said something different?
He butchered it.
Oh, he did?
He butchered it. He didn't know what it was.
But you knew what he was talking about.
I'm questioning it because I'm like, bro, I think I've known that term since middle school.
Right.
So it's like, bro, you don't even know what it's called. How can you find it?
Hey, you know what it is. You know how to get there. He got the evidence. Shout out T.I.
Okay. No, I'm not letting that one pass.
But the point I think that you're making is that women are different, relationships are different, and I think that the key is to have communication, understand what one another enjoys, that you have these conversations around things that you like, things that I like, and that's really where the orgasms happen, is being connected intellectually in communication. And then in conjunction with that is, how is the relationship at its core? What's happening in the relationship? And am I doing the things that pleases you during the day, during the week? Because that's going to lead to... She's not going to climax if y'all not getting along. Right. That's right.
A woman's orgasm begins in her brain, emotionally.
Up in the dome.
And if she is having issues with you, if she's having trust issues with you, if she's having any kind of issues, money issues with you,
yes, ma'am,
and she climaxes, she's faking.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it. Yeah.
She might be trying to make you feel good, but you need to do some evaluation, right?
Yeah.
If there's some problems there, or if there's too much faking going on, then there's probably some underlying issues, right? So once you rule out if there's anything happening with her physically, if there's nothing wrong with her physically, there's no kind of things that she needs to get checked out medically and so forth, then you have to look at these other things to make sure that you're on point.
Right. Every woman is different. Every woman is built differently.
Yep.
And so, you can look at those things and come up with your list, but you need to figure out what your woman wants and how your woman wants to climax.
Yep.
You need to know what makes her get there. Have these discussions. We are so prone to talk about everything except what we want in the bedroom. Open your mouth. Put your hand there. Harder, softer. I need licking. I don't like licking. Whatever
it is.
You need to have that conversation with your partner about what makes you feel good. That feels good. That doesn't feel good. That tickles. That hurts. I want you to do that more. I want you to do that longer. I'm not ready. Can we talk about whatever? Can you give me a back rub? Can you put this on me? Can we do it in another room? I don't know what you need. You got to tell me.
There's nothing wrong with healthy conversation.
That's right. So ask the question. If your woman isn't talking to you, ask her. ask her the questions as you're trying to get her there. Ask her what she wants. She might not even know.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all ready for that? I've talked to people, older people, who have never had an orgasm.
Yeah, so you got to experiment. You got to do some experimentation. You got to be playful, keeping a good attitude about exploring these things, and you'll understand how to help that person get there.
Yeah, and I think it's important for you to want your partner to orgasm.
Yes, yes.
And you know, just keep it light, keep it playful. Don't think, oh, I'm gonna make you orgasm. I'm gonna make you kind of that. You know, I just think that's a bit much.
Right,
but
right.
you want to have the conversation, and I think part of it is too. They know you want them to climax.
Mm-hmm.
That's uplifting.
Right.
You know, if they just think about themselves all the time, you're like, all right. You know.
Back to selfishness.
So if you are at a place of let's play around till we figure it out, think about how fun that is.
There you go, baby. I agree.
I
think we're on the same page once again.
So today we talked about what? Couples mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the 5 marriage mindsets. What were they, baby? They were what? They were resolute,
rational,
romantic,
restless,
reluctant. And
Yep.
you need to figure out which one you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Which one you are and which one your partner is. So y'all can like figure that out. And usually what we found is they're next to each other on the so if you're restless, he's reluctant. If you're resolute, she's rational.
Mm-hmm.
If she's romantic, you're rational.
Yep,
they're usually connected. I have noticed that with the people that we've talked to.
But sometimes they're opposite, right? And at the end of the day, you want to just be kind, be loving towards one another. Understand that everybody is different, that you're different from your mate, and you have to understand how to feed those things, play to your strengths.
But it does give you a probable course of your marriage if you know which is which. It's pretty much going to, show you the roadmap.
There you go.
And then the last thing we talked about is the whole, if you're on a dating website, there's some rules that go along with that. Don't get off the dating website if you're not in a committed relationship. Keep exploring.
Amen.
And then we talked about women and orgasms and how it's just not a roadmap to it, guys. You got to figure out your woman.
Make sure you communicate and experiment.
Thank you.
Well, guys, make sure you stay connected. Stay connected to God. Stay connected to your family. And stay connected to your spouse.
Or your significant other.
We love you. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Good job, Tracy.
This thing.
You got to get a battery for the remote, baby.